I'm Johnny Vegas, and you're listening to KopTalk with Dunk. And all you other Liverpool sites, just stop embarrassing yourself, all right?
Yo, what up? This your boy Smooth, straight from New York. You're listening to KopTalk Podcast. Remember this, you never walk alone, but if you fuck with us, you walk with a limp.
All right, guys, it is Wednesday, the 7th of June, 2023, and you're listening to the KopTalk Podcast in association with footballclubshares.com, where you can buy real shares in real football clubs, and I get a kickback. Yeah, so get your ass over there and buy 20 quid's worth of shares in Juventus. All right, thanks. How you doing, guys? You all right? Hey, I'm buzzing today with this McAllister stuff. I mean, we expected it, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? Officially, they haven't put a statement out at the time of reading, at the time of recording, the offal, the official LFC website back in the day, back in, I don't know, the late 1990s, early 2000s, we referred to it as the offal, all right? So there's nothing on there at the moment at the time of recording, but we expect to see that in due course. I understand that everything is done now, and done is a sticky point with me, because for a couple of weeks people have said it's done. Well, my definition of done is when it's legally binding, it can't be hijacked, a medical can't be failed. We've been there before with Nabil Fekir, for example, and it's just, I prefer it when everything's, sealed, signed, delivered, done. So I did do a video today on KopTalk.tv, basically saying the same thing. Now, what I will say is one of our top contributors on the members website that everybody looks out for when they post did go on the members website this morning. I'm trying to find it as I'm reading to you, and they said, that basically I know what position they work. They work for Liverpool Football Club, right? And I know exactly where they work, and I roughly give an indication of that sometimes when people do ask me, and I think it's alluded to on the members website. So this person would know if it was done, and they said it is, all right? So that's enough for me. Now, they also contributed on what is called a live thread. And our thread on the members website is like a post of, like discussion, commentary and things like that. So when we have a confirmed transfer target, this one, for example, says Manu Kone, and then it says updates in capital letters. And people just keep contributing to that with any, information they may have received or credible articles, reporting and things like that. And this particular person then went on, after talking about the McAllister situation, then just put on that thread, on the Manu Kone one, there are formal talks this afternoon. That's all it says, right? So you might have seen me mention that online today or something. I think I mentioned it in my KopTalk TV video upload on YouTube. But if you hear any chatter today about that, that's where it's originating from, and this person can be trusted. So you should be mature and switched on enough if you're a KopTalk follower to know that doesn't mean it's happening. All right, so that is not done. All right, but there are formal talks this afternoon, at least with Kone. Now, where that is or not, I don't know. I think this person would have added more to that if they could. I reckon they do know, but sometimes it's best just not to say too much. So if you're one of those people that are hoping that Kone becomes a Liverpool player, then that has to be seen as a positive, right? Okay, so Manu Kone, there are formal talks this afternoon between Liverpool Football Club and his representatives. That surely is what that means. I don't think it means with the players' club or anything like that. So, and the key word there is formal as well. So that means, it's formal, it's official, it's out there, it's registered interest. It's not ducking and diving. It's not informal, casual, formal, serious business, as I like to refer to sometimes. So keep your chins up on that front. Maybe that might be something we can hear about soon. But again, just be cautious, because you don't know what's going to go off on that front, if anything. But it sounds like now they've got McAllister done, that they're like, right, we know where we are financially with a few things, let's push on. So I think we're getting to that stage of the window where, I don't know, where, just where things are, heating up. I mean, the window's not open yet. McAllister might not be announced until, formally until that's, done. Do you know what I mean? So, done. I used the word done, didn't I? But I'm happy about that, so I'm settled on that front. Now, there are reports today, according to AS in Spain, that Marco Asensio, who is going to be available on a free, has reportedly rejected an offer, a proposal from Liverpool, and to instead go to Paris Saint-Germain, all right, or Germain, I don't know how you pronounce it. The 27-year-old is leaving Real Madrid 9 years after. What are you doing, Remy? Do you mind? After making the move to the Spanish capital from Mallorca. So he's one of those players that's been linked with us, for a long time, on, off. Me personally, I've never really thought that we really have made any effort to go out there and get him. I'm not really sure I believe that we've made an offer. Maybe if someone more credible mentions it. I don't see any reference to that on the KopTalk members website from what I can see here. This, me, ever the prepared. I don't see anything on there. I see stuff to do with Timber and Thuram and McAllister, Kone, Tielemans, Mount, Bellingham, and whatever he is. But yeah, so, and Benjamin Pavard, that's another one that's gone quiet, right? As did Romeo Lavia. Nothing, right, on those at the moment. So it'll be interesting. But I wouldn't rule out, any of those names that might just make, well, you can rule out Jude Bellingham, I guess. But what I mean is the likes of Lavia, for example, and Pavard. These are little things that might be just going off in the background. We have to wait and see what happens with the main recruitment attempts at the moment. So, so Asensio is said to be opting for PSG. I'm not sure if we're just being used in that situation. Robbie Keane believes Liverpool can challenge Manchester City at the top of the table. Again, he said it's very difficult to say where Man City go from here, because if you win the treble, what players do you need? It depends on which players go out. Keane told Betway. They're always talking to betting sites, aren't they, guys? If you get a couple of players that leave, I'm sure they'll be looking to sign some players. Fucking rocket science here, this lad. Next year, I don't think it's going to be a two-horse race with Arsenal. I think Liverpool will be back in the fold. I really believe that. Well, good. I like Robbie Keane, but he's speaking the obvious here. What else have we got? Blah, blah, blah. Very little, to be honest with you, but I did promise you an episode every weekday this week. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. Do we do, one every couple of days that are longer, or do we just go, no, don't just deal with what's in the news? See, I would rather do that. I don't mind doing an episode every day, but sometimes it can be a bit like, well, there's nothing fucking happening. You know what I mean? And I don't want to talk I don't want to do Fabrizio Romano, and tell you the same thing as I said yesterday in a different order. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's have a look at today's mainstream media gossip. Let's see what the other fuckers are doing and see if we get a mention as well. Now, according to The Athletic, Aston Villa want Belgian midfielder Yuri Tielemans, 26, after his departure from Leicester. Now, I'm sure we mentioned that yesterday. That's an example of what I mean. Yuri Tielemans, and I know I said yesterday, I'm very surprised that we haven't been mentioned with him. At one time we were really looking at him, and that would have cost us a great deal of money. So I'm very surprised, to be honest. Maybe we might see something. I don't think so. I've been watching more for Caicedo, mate. What do you think, guys? Do you know what I mean? I won't be surprised if something happened there. I guess it depends with everything else. Let's wait and see. 90min.com. Who fucking pays attention to anything? I don't understand how some of these websites get mentioned on the BBC. But anyway, Aston Villa have held talks to sign Spain defenders Aymeric Laporte, 29, and Pau Torres. See, the Spanish taught me how to pronounce it eventually. Could fuck do it when we had Fernando Torres, 26, from Man City and Villarreal, respectively. The Guardian, Chelsea have joined Barcelona and Liverpool in wanting Celta Vigo's 21-year-old Spanish midfielder Gabri Veiga, who has a £34 million release clause. Now, that's a player that you should keep... I'm sure I mentioned this yesterday. I've been told to keep an eye on that one, right? Don't just keep an eye on it. There is some interest there. Didn't sound too formal or too committed or anything regarding Liverpool's interest, but apparently he's up there as under consideration. Is probably a good way of, mentioning that. So I do want you to keep an eye on that 21-year-old Spanish midfielder Gabri Veiga. All right. Telegraph: Tottenham have shown an interest in Man United defender Harry Maguire, 30, and hope it could persuade England teammate Harry Kane to stay. Yeah, that would really make him stay. Yeah. Mirror: Man United will look to sell 8 players this summer. Captain Maguire, striker Anthony Martial, midfielders Fred, Scott McTominay, goalkeeper Dean Henderson, and defenders Alex Telles, Eric Bailly, and Brandon Williams. Fabrizio Romano, Mo Salah, Netherlands midfielder Donny van der Beek, 26, will explore options to leave Man United this summer. The Times: Real Madrid are ready to make a move for Chelsea's Germany forward Kai Havertz, 23, if they cannot sign Harry Kane from Tottenham. Do you remember at one time we thought we were going to get him? Do you remember that, guys? Kai Havertz, it's all we ever heard about. They fucking disappeared into thin air, literally, along with his career. We don't want to read articles from a certain British tabloid newspaper, so we will skip those and we'll go to 90 Min. Don't want to read from them, to be honest with you, but I've got to do. It's up to you to judge. Nottingham Forest are in talks about a permanent move for Manchester United's 26-year-old England goalkeeper Dean Henderson. Sky Sports: out of contract, Crystal Palace and Ivory Coast forward Wilfred Zaha, 30, has received a £15 million per year offer to join Cristiano Ronaldo at Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr. Atletico Madrid are also interested. I tell you what, they're spending some fucking money out there, aren't they? I was thinking of getting in touch with the big cheese, and say, hey, do you know what I mean? I'm fucking internet legend, me, man. I could run you a website and promote that, for that football out there. Get me on board, you know what I'm saying? I'll take you all with me, guys. You can all come with me if you want to. I think I look cool wrapped around with, like a bed sheet wrapped around me and my flip-flops on and that. I've dressed up like that a few times. It suits me. If you're overweight, you blend in like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, The Guardian: Chelsea and France midfielder N'Golo Kante, 32, has been offered a salary that could reach 86 million a year by Saudi clubs Al Ittihad and Al Nassr. Football Insider: more garbage. Chelsea is set to join Liverpool's, Arsenal, and Man City in bidding for Southampton's 19-year-old Belgian midfielder Romeo Lavia. You must monitor that. That's not Football Insider, though, guys, right? They're just regurgitating what others are claiming. And I absolutely believe that Liverpool did make a formal... hang on a minute, I've got to be careful with this. Did they make a formal approach? I think it was a formal inquiry. I think that was the terms that were used to me. And I'm sure it was about 2 weeks ago now, but nothing since. Sky Germany: Manchester United are interested in Bayern Munich and Germany midfielder Leon Goretzka. The German champions could offload the 28-year-old to fund a move for West Ham's 24-year-old England midfielder Declan Rice. And that was Sky Germany. Goal: Lille and USA forward Timothy Weah, 23, may be on the verge of an £8.6 million summer move to Juve. The Mail say Brighton are weighing up an improved bid in the region of £40 million for 20-year-old English Chelsea defender Levi Colwill. The Mail: Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund are interested in Senegalese defender Mikhail Fay. The 18-year-old plays for Kostosica in Croatia. Never heard of him. Telegraph: Brighton are set to demand significantly more than £70 million for 21-year-old Ecuador midfielder Moses Caicedo, who is wanted by Chelsea, Arsenal and Manchester United. Well, that definitely puts an end to Liverpool's interest, if that is true. Do you know what I'm saying? Mundo Deportivo: Poland striker Robert Lewandowski, 34, has no plans to leave Barcelona this summer, despite being linked with a move to the Saudi Pro League. And finally, Team Talk. You don't hear much of them these days, do you, Team Talk? Former England goalkeeper Ben Foster, 40, will sign a new deal at Wrexham. How interesting is that? Right, have I got anything else I can talk to you about? Because you know what I mean? I feel like I'm cheating you here. We've only been recording 14 minutes. Is there anything else? Well, Brighton players have said the farewells to McAllister. Does that interest you? Chairman Tony Bloom joined Brighton players and staff on a trip to Vegas last week, which included final goodbyes to Liverpool-bound Alexis McAllister. Several young players skipped the end-of-season celebration because you have to be at least 21 to gamble in Nevada. That's right. And that came from the Athletics Brighton and Hove Albion reporter Andy Naylor. All right. Not Adam Naylor. No, Andy Naylor. How cool is that? Right, let's have a look. There's got to be something we can fucking talk about. Can't we even... I mean, is there any guff on Twitter? Let me have a look on Twitter. Let's have a look. Let's have a look now. Oh, sorry, I'm reading out a text message. Ironically, it was in Spanish as well. Did you know, right, in Spanish, ha, 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 we would say H-A-H-A-H-A. They do J-A-J-A-J-A. There you go. Now you know Spanish. So next time you want to do a laugh, just put ja, 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 which is ha, ha. All right, I'll show you. You can tell it's a slow news day. All right. What we got in here? LFC transfer room, absolute fucking guff. They've got my KopTalk Twitter account blocked. I've never interacted with them ever. Why would I want to interact with that shower? In my opinion, I don't think they're worth paying attention to. Do you know what I'm saying? This is on... Is this... I don't know what shite this is, whether it's Sky Sports or what, but the fee Liverpool are set to pay Brighton for McAllister could be worth £55 million. Very good, figures that we're hearing in association with that. Who we got on here? Load of rubbish. Ian Doyle. Ugh, listen to anything he's got to say. Fucking hell. I'm not even going to mention this plank by name. This kid, he's like a wannabe journo and he's got contacts all over the world, but he can't string a fucking sentence together. Honestly, he's an absolute spaz. And I'm not going to fucking utter his name. Let's have a look. This is how bad Twitter is, guys, for Liverpool stuff. I'm going through all of this in real time while talking to you guys, because it's that fucking quiet. I'm trying to do an episode every day. Right, let's have a look. Anything else? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. Twitter is terrible, isn't it? Well, we do have this Europa Conference final, yeah? Fiorentina versus West Ham tonight. At least we've got some football to watch. I'll be back in the Hammers for that one, definitely. Absolutely. No. All guff, boring, terrible. Ben Jacobs, he's not talking about Liverpool, but you know what? I won't piss on him if he was on fire. But that's a bit harsh, isn't it? I just don't like him, guys. Right, that's your lot. I don't think there's anything else we can talk about. What we can do is give a shout out to the squad, and then we'll have another look. All right, then we'll have a look on the members' website. And maybe there's people talking in our little chat room. Have you been in our chat room? t.me/KopTalk chat. You can join, anyone can do it. You've just got to download the app, click on that link on your browser, t.me/KopTalk chat. But then you've got to email me, dunk, D-U-N-K, at koptalk.com, and let me know that you're waiting to be approved. All right, then I know you're not a bot. So let's see what they're saying in the chat room. KopTalk chat, here we go. Run me a bath. We're talking about Rami Abbas, Mo Salah's agent. Can you hear the dog behind me? Even he's bored. No, there's nothing. There's nothing there. Do you know the only thing that says that's of interest there? Transfer talks confirmed this afternoon. There's a brief update on the members' website on the Manu Kone live updates thread. Don't join just for that though. See how honest I am. As the above sentence covers the situation, there's little that can be added at the present time. Now the guys are just talking about salary. So it's very, very quiet. I think everyone's just waiting for this McAllister confirmation, but God knows when that's going to come. So let's give a shout out to the squad, the lovely people that support this podcast. Oh, and that reminds me, right? Oh, let me find this. How do I do it? Let's go. We're going to this screen here. We have a new legend, Dave Kelly. Dave Kelly, how cool is that? We've got a new one. I haven't had a new patron on here for fucking ages, because people are so selfish. Yeah, it's just because of the cost of living. No, they've got money for the fags and the beer. No, they need to get the priorities right. Anyway, never mind the kids. The kids can starve as far as I'm concerned. What about me? You can see I'm a growing man. Well, Dave Kelly has stepped up, and that's made my day. Dave, thank you. I'm going to message Dave privately in a minute. Right, you can support this podcast and starve your kids by going to www.KopTalkPodcast.com. And for the cost of a coffee once a month, and I mean a cheap coffee, not a Starbucks or out like that. I mean a cheap fucking Spanish coffee. You can become a supporter of the podcast. You get all the adverts removed. You never listen to an advert again. Trust me, it's very clever how it works. All right. You'll never listen to an advert again. And you get the bonus episodes when I do them. You know, the top secret, serious biz shit that we haven't really got any of at the moment. I don't know. When I stick the knife in sometimes, I like to keep them a bit more private. But www.KopTalkPodcast.com. And more importantly, it's helping a brother out if you appreciate the podcast. The more support I get, the more justification I can do, more episodes. That's how it works. It has to. I have to prioritize everything. So let's give a shout out to the squad. First of all, thanks to all those of you that are still on the old fan legacy tier. It's not available anymore, but I know some of you are taking advantage of it. If you stay on it, it'll still apply. I do appreciate your support. And I have big things planned for this podcast and KopTalk TV, probably for next season. I'm going to try and extend the membership so that if you're a supporter of any of those kind of things, you will get access to the members' news and things like that. By, you know, if you're basically, you remember if you're on the podcast or you remember if you're on KopTalk TV, blah, blah, blah. The VIP members website will be a separate entity if people want to go there. But in other words, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to give you more, all right? Because I do appreciate the support, and I don't expect you to be, you know, a supporter on here and a supporter on that. Do you know what I mean, guys? I've got to keep it real. So I'm doing my best all the time. So let's give a shout out to those supporters, okay? So we have the likes of Liam Buckland and James Braid, Wayne Brown, Tom Brown, TG, Simon, Digweed, Mark Bingley, Jimmy Negrette, Jamie motherfucking Gilmore. We got Harry, we got Hamza, we got Glyn, Clint and Aaron as well. We have our what's called Legends next, which is Craig Halford, Tyler Dean Williams, Paul MC, Matt Meeker, James Lee, Jack Wood, Jack Rudgley, and Dave Kelly, who is definitely a legend. He signed up yesterday, and I'm so very grateful for that, Dave, to welcome you to the squad. These amazing people, thank you. And we've got Big Wave Dave, who's also a legend, as is Andrew Evans. And then we have our royalty. We've got Adam Naylor, we've got David Sutcliffe, and Michael Couchman. So that's my squad. This is true. You can become a member of the squad by going to KopTalkPodcast.com. And I really do appreciate the support, guys. I know, look, jokes aside, I know some of you are not in a position to do that. You got to prioritize things. I would rather have Netflix than pay for a podcast or contribute to it. But if I could do both, fine. But, jokes aside, I know, you know what I mean? I'm only bantering with you. But listen, if it worked for those guys that I've just given you a shout out to, I wouldn't be able to do the podcast. And that is the truth. So I am very, very, very grateful. Okay, guys, so what else can we talk about? Let's have a look. Let's go back and refresh. Has anything come out? Let's have a look. No, is it fuck? Right, let's have a look on the members website. What's the opinion here? We have something called the shout box on the members website, which is like a chat room, you know. And you know that the person that went on the members website and posted earlier about the Kone talks this afternoon and the deal being done. Well, you know, straight away people have reacted in the shout box and they've said his username and said in the house, great news. Thanks to that person. Someone said Alexis is a fantastic signing, especially for that price. Wow, great start. Let's keep it going. So are we thinking it's Kone or Thuram? Not both. And someone said, well, if Kone and Thuram come in, I don't think we'll sign much more. Maybe a defender or a bargain from Leicester or Southampton. Someone said, I think it's one or the other. Can't say. Who we get from Leicester, Southampton, maybe Bella Kotchop. I thought he said ketchup. Think we'll get another 2 mids and a centre-back. Lavia is mentioned, someone's mentioned. I don't think so if Kone and Thuram come in, says another. And Woodlove and Veiga, but that's unlikely. And 2 exclamation marks on that one. But that's just someone's opinion. So, that's your lot for today, guys. I know it's not a really long podcast. But it's something, it's give you something to listen to. And I am really, really, really trying to put the effort in And let's hope it continues, Let's hope we've got something to talk about. No doubt as soon as I stop recording, there'll be breaking news. That's sod's law. That's how it goes. Keep the faith. I'm still very upbeat about everything. I still believe that the club, as Rafa would say, for sure, I still think the club is up for sale, and nothing would surprise me. Yeah. That's all we need to say at the moment. Right, guys. Okay, thanks for listening. Remember, you can email me, podcast@koptalk.com, or while you're at KopTalkPodcast.com, becoming a patron, a supporter of the podcast, you can email me from there. There's a contact form. Take it easy. If there's anything you want to discuss, do drop me a line. All emails are read out, and I will be back with you tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys.